Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Decoding with Cody. And today, dropping in to drop another decode for y'all. Let me see if we can get some people in the chat. I know in the United States, everyone's celebrating Memorial Day. So to those of you, I hope you guys are all having a good holiday weekend with your families, hopefully. And we're just going to decode the death of the Duck Dynasty guy. And I haven't seen any other decoders talk about this yet. But if you guys can hear me, please give me a thumbs up in the chat just to make sure the sound's coming through. Give me that thumbs up. Hello to Mariana. Hello. Hope you're doing well. Only 5 people in the chat so far, so we'll give a few minutes. Thank you, Sharon, for the thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Mariana. Thank you, Mary. Hope everyone's doing good today. Again, happy Memorial Day to you all. So we're gonna not make this too long. I know probably a lot of people are busy, and in fact, there's a lot of new faces in here today. So nice to see all the new faces. I usually don't see a lot of you guys in here on the live stream, so I guess it's just because today is a holiday and probably a lot of people are able to catch the stream. There's also probably a lot of people hanging out with their families today. But I'm going to talk about the news. In the news yesterday, the death of Phil Robertson. And if you guys know me, you guys know this is connected to me, okay? So there's an organic connection. Yes, my last name is Robertson, okay? So in the news, we have the death of Phil Robertson. And this guy, I'm just going to start this with my organic connection. It connects to me somehow, mysteriously, okay? This is the most famous person in all of entertainment that has my last name, okay? And in fact, this is the Robertson family dynasty, okay? And my last name, and just remember, we just got the election of the new pope whose name was Robert. So, but anyway, Phil Robertson of Duck Dynasty died yesterday, okay? And just by a coincidence, he died on National Cody Day. So let me see if I can find it here. National Cody Day. I didn't even know about this. National Cody Day was May 25th, 2025. That was yesterday, okay? And my name's Cody, right? And on the day of National Cody Day, we get the news of the death of Phil Robertson. Guys, my name is literally Cody Robertson, okay? It's crazy, you know, like it's just crazy. I mean, there's no other famous people in the world that have the last name Robertson. The Duck Dynasty folks are the ones that have that name, right? So the fact that it was National Cody Day, and again, let me just type in my name so you guys can see my name. Cody Robertson, my name. All right. We get the death of Robertson in the news on National Cody Day. Okay. It can't get any funnier than that. So, and Cody Rhodes, the wrestler, the most famous Cody in the world right now, he returned just hours before Cody Day. Okay. So it's all a joke, guys. National Cody Day, Robertson, all this stuff. Okay. But let's just get into the real facts here. I just wanted to get the organic connection out of the way. But let's get into the real facts. All right. And just so you guys know, please, before you guys, it would be very important for you guys to watch my 2 videos from the last couple of weeks about Mars, okay? Because this video is also going to talk about Mars. And I made this video a few days ago about Mars. Okay, here's the thumbnail. I also made this video last week about Mars, okay? So it would be at Mars and June 11th, okay? This is what these videos are about. And again, big shout out to Jurassic Liars, Elvis Seattle, 611. Make sure you guys go check out his channel. He's all over the 611 for years. I'm just now helping him out. He was the one who joined me on this stream. So make sure you guys go check him out too. But make sure you guys go check out the last two videos I did on June 11th and Mars, okay? It's these two videos, this one and this one, all right? And that will answer your questions about why I'm talking about Mars, okay? But I'm going to answer some of those questions in this video, but I needed to get that out of the way. All right. So I hope everyone in the chat's doing well. Much love to my brother Joseph Aquaviva 2222. Make sure you guys go check out his channel. He has a channel as well. I'll put his comment up on the screen so you guys can make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. And yeah, so thanks you guys so much for tuning in. Let's get into the actual information. I got the organic synchronicity out of the way. So let's talk about the ducks. All right, we're going to talk about ducks. So let me set the stage here. We have Donald Trump. We have Donald Duck. We have the video game called Duck Hunt. We also have the Duck Dynasty. We also have the Trump assassination attempt last year where Donald had to duck. Think about that, guys. Donald had to duck in order to avoid a bullet. We have a video game called Duck Hunt in which they give you a gun and you have to shoot ducks, right? We have the Duck Dynasty family. Their whole brand is created on shooting ducks. Then we also have Donald Duck, and Donald Duck has a character where he's involved in World War II. And what Donald Duck wears is a military sailor's outfit. All right. So I am seeing war, shootings, lots of symbolism for guns, shooting, violence, ducks, okay, hunting. Now, let me just go through why it's interesting that the founder, the patriarch of the Duck Dynasty crew died yesterday, okay? So here's the news. Duck Dynasty founding father. Think about that. Founding father, they call him. The Pope is the father of the Catholic Church. He's not the real father. No one is the real father except for God the Father. But Duck Dynasty founding father, Phil Robertson, dies at 79. Money, family, and ducks is their phrase, okay? So let me get the Skull and Bones thing out of the way first, because this is pretty crazy. So Phil Robertson, he died on the date May 25th, and that date can be written 25/5, okay? So that means that Phil Alexander Robertson died on the date 255, and his name, Phil Alexander Robertson, equals 255. Interesting. Phil Alexander Robertson equals 255. He dies on 25/5. On top of that, if you count the letters in his name, there's 22 letters. That means his full name is 3 words and 22 letters long. Well, if you guys know the secret society Skull and Bones, Order 322, it's interesting that his name is 3 words and 22 letters long because he died on 255. And the number 322 is the 255th composite number, and his name equals 255. What do you guys think about that? Give me a reaction in the chat. What do you guys think about that? You think that's a coincidence that Phil Alexander Robertson died on 255 and his name equals 255? His name is 3 words and 22 letters long, and the number 322 is the 255th composite number. I don't think that's a coincidence, okay? especially because we know 322 is the number of Skull and Bones' death, okay? So that's just the beginning, guys, because we got to look into all the duck symbolism, okay? Got the Skull and Bones thing out of the way. Let's look into the ducks. But before we talk about this, we need to talk about Mars. Remember, in my prior videos, I talked about June 11th, 2025 is going to be a special day for Donald Trump, his Martian birthday. A Martian year is 687 days, okay? Now, if you guys want more detail on the Martian years, you guys need to go back and watch. Oh, shoot, was your comment up? Thank you guys for telling me. Shoot, I'll have to re-go over that thing again. Hold on. I always forget to take comments down. But let me just go over this. You guys couldn't see the comments. Sorry about that. Hold on a second. Yeah, the comment was in the way. So anyway, Skull and Bones 322. He dies on 255. His name equals 255. 322 is the 255th composite number. Okay. His name is 3 words and 22 letters long. That's the first one. A Mars year. A Mars year is 687 Earth days equals 1 Martian year. Okay. So just keep this in mind. That's how I'm measuring in Mars years. Okay. It's not exactly 687. It's actually 686.9, but we rounded it up to, I just rounded up to 687 to keep it easy. Okay. Now remember, in my last decodes, I showed you how June 11th, it lines up with Martian war themes with Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump. Okay. This is important. I have to get this out of the way. I know I've already shared this, but Trump was born June 14th, 1946. That means he's going to turn 42 Martian years on June 11th, 2025. Okay. Now, Kim Jong-un will be the leader of, will be assuming in office on June 11th. He will be in office exactly 7 Martian years. So exactly, it'll be his Martian birthday since he took office. It will be Trump's 42nd Martian birthday since he took office. And remember, the word war equals 42. Mars is the god of war. And June 11th will be exactly 7 years span after Trump and Kim Jong-un met in a meeting. Okay. So this is the initial stuff you guys need to know before we get into this Phil Robertson stuff. Okay. So this is why this is so interesting, because Phil Robertson, the Duck Dynasty patriarch, he was born the same year as Donald Trump. Okay. In fact, he was born exactly 51 days before Donald Trump. Now, Mars is the god of war, and Mars is often depicted with a beard. You see the big beard on Mars there? Well, what is the calling card for the Robertson family? It's the beard. Okay? So there's a beard connection here. Trump does not have a beard. I don't think he can even grow a beard. Sometimes I wonder if he can even grow a beard. But again, from the birth of Phil Robertson to the birth of Donald Trump, 51 days. Now, Phil Robertson built his empire off of duck hunting. And of course, Donald Trump is connected to Donald Duck, right? Well, the word duck hunting equals 51. And the guy who built his empire off duck hunting was born 51 days before Donald Trump. Now, the word Mars also equals 51. And remember, I already set the stage for the Martian years leading to June 11th, okay? But this is why I believe Phil Robertson is in the news right now connecting to Donald Trump and the Martian years. Let me show you this. So you guys remember how Donald Trump will turn 42 Martian years on June 11th? Okay. Well, Phil Robertson, who just died, he turned exactly 42 Martian years on the day of the death of Pope Francis. you guys understand this? Donald Trump will turn 42 Martian years on June 11th. Phil Robertson turned 42 Martian years on the exact day of Pope Francis's death. Now, you guys remember how Kim Jong-un will be in office for exactly 7 Martian years on June 11th? Well, from the very start of the famous show Duck Dynasty starring Phil Robertson to his death on May 25th, he died only 4 days after his 7th Martian year since his show started. Okay, just like Kim Jong-un will be in office 7 Martian years on June 11th. Okay, so let me know in the chat, guys. You think that's a coincidence? You think this is a coincidence that Phil Robertson is born 51 days before Donald Trump and Mars equals 51? Phil Robertson is known for duck hunting, which equals 51. And again, Phil Robertson was exactly 42 Martian years on Pope Francis's death. Just like Donald Trump will be 42 Martian years on June 11th. Okay? And I've already showed how all kinds of Martian years leads us to June 11th. And again, guys, maybe nothing happens, but this date is huge for war and Martian, okay? And remember, I just did a video a few days ago about the plane crash from the drummer for The Devil Wears Prada, and he died on. He has his Martian birthday will be on June 11th. Remember, so everybody that's in the news right now is connected to these Martian years. Okay. Now we need to talk about this because this is a huge part of this. I told you that the Robertson family built their empire off of duck hunting, which equals 165. Now, Donald Trump, or Donald Duck, should we say, he was born on the 165th day of the year. Now, in mathematics, the number 977 is the 165th prime number. In gematria, Donald John Trump equals 977. Donald Trump was born on the 165th day of the year. 977 is the 165th prime. Do you guys see how this is all coming together here? Duck hunting 167. Donald Trump born, or duck hunting equals 165. Donald Trump born on the 165th day of the year. Donald Trump equals 977, the 165th prime number. Okay. So here's where it gets crazy. Look at this, guys. This is the mic drop moment. The two popes, remember, Phil Robertson was exactly 42 Martian years on the Pope's death. Okay, so just wait. Donald Trump posted himself as the Pope. In gematria, Donald John Trump equals 977. And in reverse standard, the Pope equals 977. From the birth of the Pope Francis to the new Pope Leo, there's 977 weeks in between. Again, the Pope equals 977. Now, what are the odds that the two full names of the two popes both equals 977? That's mic drop, guys. Look at that. This is their full names. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, Pope Francis, equals 977. Robert Francis Prevost equals 977. They're born 977 weeks apart. And in gematria, the Pope equals 977. And Donald John Trump posted himself as the Pope. And Donald John Trump equals 977. All right, this is the number that connects all of these characters. Now, how old was Phil Robertson on the death of Pope Francis? Look at this. Phil Robertson was 977 lunar phases, which means moons, moon phases, on the death of Pope Francis. whose name equals 977, and he was replaced by Robert Francis Prevost, who equals 977. How old will Donald Trump be? How old will Donald Trump be on June 11th, guys? Donald Trump will be the same age on June 11th as the day the Pope died. The Duck Dynasty patriarch. You guys get it? The patriarch, the father. Pope Francis, known as the father of the Catholic Church, dies 977 lunar phases after the birth of Duck Dynasty. Donald Trump will be the same age on June 11th. Okay, again, big shout out to Jurassic Liars for all his work on June 11th. Make sure you guys go check out his videos. But this is mind-blowing, guys. This leads us to June 11th again. And remember, it's not just 977 lunar phases. It's actually exactly 42 Martian years. Again, Pope Francis died exactly 42 Martian years after Phil Robertson was born. And Trump will turn 42 Martian years on June 11th. Okay? So this number, 977, is huge. Okay? And again, pointing us to June 11th. And just to add more craziness to this, do you guys remember the video game where they give you a fake gun and you have to shoot the ducks? Well, what if I told you that the video game Duck Hunt came out on the same day in history that the Pope died? April 21st, 1984, Duck Hunt comes out. Exactly 41 years later, the Pope dies. And on that day, the Duck Dynasty leader was exactly 977 months old. Okay, the Duck Dynasty guy. Okay, and then he dies. All right, the Duck Dynasty guy, Phil Robertson, he dies the next month, you know? Like, and this all points to war, guys. It all points to war and peace, because they're talking about peace in the Middle East right now. And as soon as they start talking about peace, get ready for something to go down, okay? Everyone's talking about peace. Pope Leo, the first thing he talked about is bringing peace. Donald Trump is trying to bring peace. They're going to be having a meeting in the Middle East to bring peace. But as soon as everyone is calling for peace, I'm believing that the war is going to catch him off guard, okay? But we're not going to be caught off guard here. Or there's going to be a false peace, okay? But anyway, Duck Hunt came out April 21st. Now, April 21st is also the founding date of Rome. And this connects us back to Mars, because Mars, who is Mars, guys? Mars is the god of war. He is part of Rome's military army. And Mars is the patriarch of Rome. Why is he the patriarch of Rome? Because Mars is the father. See if I can find it where I can read it to you guys here. Let me just type it in ChatGPT. Is Mars the patriarch of Rome? Is Mars the patriarch of Rome? Yes. In mythology, Mars is the patriarch of Rome, both a divine ancestor and a symbolic father to the Roman people. Think about that. We had the patriarch and the father of the Duck Dynasty, right? The patriarch and the father of Duck Dynasty connects perfectly to the death of Pope Francis, who was supposedly the father. Again, no one is a father except for the Holy Father, the one above, God, whom Jesus came for, right? But all these people are considered fathers, right? The father of the Duck Dynasty, the father of the Catholic Church, and Mars. And big shout out to Widow's Son, the YouTube channel. He's been talking about father stuff for so long, man. All right. So please go subscribe to Widow's Son. I don't know if he's in here, but please go subscribe to his channel, doing amazing work as well. Anyway, Mars is the patriarch. Why is Mars the patriarch of Rome? Well, according to legend, Mars was the father of Romulus and Remus, the twin brothers who founded Rome. And when was Rome founded? Right? It was founded on April 21st. Just type it in. When was Rome founded? April 21st. Okay. Pope Francis died on April 21st. And the video game Duck Hunt came out on April 21st, the founding date of Rome. Okay. And Pope Francis died 41 years later. Now, remember, during Trump's ASS attempt, he had to duck. You guys remember that? Donald Trump, July 13th, 2024. So you guys might remember that Donald Trump had to duck, right? He had to duck down. And now we have this connection with Duck Hunt and Duck Dynasty and Donald Duck. Well, there's also the phrase called a sitting duck. And Trump is a sitting president right now. So what's this with Donald Duck? Well, Donald Duck is connected to war. Why is Donald Duck connected to war? Well, first of all, the outfit that Donald Duck wears is a Navy SEALs outfit. Now remember, we've had lots of ships crashing into bridges. Navy, the Mexican Navy ship crashed into the bridge just last week. Donald Duck is wearing a Navy outfit. Now, if you look into the story of Donald Duck, ChatGPT would also help me out with this. Yes, Donald Duck's sailor outfit is inspired by a military sailor's uniform, specifically of the U.S. Navy. Huh. So there you go again, guys, the U.S. Navy. Yes, in some cartoons, Donald is actually explicitly in the U.S. Navy. During World War II, Donald Duck appeared in official military-themed cartoons such as Donald Gets Drafted. So Donald Duck, very connected to the U.S. Navy. Okay, and we just had a Navy Mexican ship hit a bridge in Brooklyn. And they were sailors, right? And now we have this Duck Dynasty die, and this connects us back to Donald Duck. Now, if you look at the premiere of Donald Duck, when did Donald Duck premiere? See if I can find it here. Donald Duck officially debuted on June 9th. There we go again with the June. That's pretty close to June 11th right there. June 9th, 1934. Okay, June 9, 1934, Donald Duck. Okay. So if we take that, June 9th, 1934, Donald Duck's debut. And we go to the death of and we go to the death of Duck Dynasty leader, who was connected to the Skull and Bones. I already showed you that. The order 322, Skull and Bones. Phil Alexander Robertson equals 255. He died on 25/5. 322 is the 255 composite. Skull and Bones is 322. But if you go from the premiere of Donald Duck to the death of the Duck Dynasty, Donald Duck, the Duck Dynasty patriarch, well, it was 33223 days. Huh. Interesting, right? Donald Duck premiere to the death of the Duck Dynasty, founder. 33223. Well, Skull and Crossbones equals 223. The number of Skull and Bones is 322. So you have 322223, and you have the 33 right here also in the front, 33,223 days. So that's from Donald Duck premiere to Duck Dynasty, the Duck Dynasty guy dying yesterday, okay? Now, the day that Donald Duck premiered was 68 date numerology, guys. Guys, remind me in the chat, what happens on 68 date numerology? Let me just add it up. 6 plus 19 plus 19 plus 34, that's 68. What happens on this date numerology? 68. What happens in the world? Somebody in the chat remind us all, what happens on date numerologies of 68? Yes, exactly. War, World War I, World War II, the Ukraine War, all started on this numerology. So Donald Duck premiered on the same war numerology of World War I and World War II. Now look at this, guys. Donald Duck also premiered in lunation when the moon was in lunation count 141. Huh. You guys know what World War III equals in gematria. You guys might remember. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Donald Duck premiered in lunation 141, like World War III equals 141. And it premiered on 6/9, June 9th, like World War III equals 69. And it premiered on 68 date numerology, like all the world wars started on 68 date numerology. Come on now. You got the 69 like World War III. You got the 141 like World War III. You got the 68, the wars numbers. I mean, this is perfect. Now, how many days before World War II did Donald Duck premiere? Well, let's look. Oh, it just happened to premiere. Donald Duck, in all his war symbolism, just happened to premiere 1911 days before World War II. Well, that looks like an awful lot like another number we're very familiar with. That looks like a 1911. That looks like a 1,911 days before World War II started. That's Donald Duck to World War II. Now remember, the new pope is calling for peace in the Middle East. Let me find it. Hold on. Pope Leo, peace. Pope Leo's bold plea, peace. Pope Leo prays for the victims of war. Our prayers and embraces for all the people suffering from war. Pope Leo greets the faithful and the world, invoking peace. Leo called for peace. I mean, you're going to see this all day, guys. Lasting peace he wants in Ukraine. Deeply hurting because of the war in Gaza. Now, why is Pope Leo all about war? Well, let me show you. You guys remember the 68 date numerology that every world war starts on, where Donald Duck premiered on 68 date numerology? Well, this year, what's the birthday of the new pope? It's September 14th. Guys, and please tell me if you guys can see on the screen, what is the date numerology of the Pope's birthday this year? You guys can see that, right? Am I proving my point yet? Pope Leo's birth numerology this year, 9 plus 14 plus 20 plus 25, is that good old 68. That war numerology. Just like World War II started on that same numerology. Now, who was in World War II? Who was in World War II, guys? Who was in the Navy in World War II? Robert Francis Prevost, born September 14, 1955. He is the son. He is the son of an Italian, French descent, Luis Marius. You see the Mars in his name, guys? He's got the Mars in his father, the Pope's father, Luis Marius Prevost, kind of got the Mars in his name. Anyway, Pope Leo's father was a United States Navy World War II veteran. Let me just highlight it. He was a United States Navy World War II veteran who commanded an infantry landing craft in Normandy landings and later participated in Operation Dragoon in southern France. So Pope Leo, this year, on the year he's elected, will be on, his birthday will be on war numerology, 68, like World War II was on 68. His dad was in the Navy in World War II. Donald Duck, again, was founded on the same numerology. This connects us back to Donald. This connects us back to the Duck dynasty, who are all about guns, right? They're about hunting. What's a sitting duck, guys? Someone who's vulnerable to attack. Is the United States vulnerable to attack? Is the United States a sitting duck right now? Probably not really, but I just saw news that Trump wants to enforce a golden dome over the United States to protect us. But again, another thing that's important here is that every time nobody listens, says the 68 war code is yours. Well, if you're the one who originated that, then props to you, my friend. I don't know who started that, but if it was you, I give you a shout out. Nobody listens. I mean, I listen. I'm listening to you right now. Nobody listens. I hope you're not being upset with me because I didn't know who founded that. How am I supposed to know who founded the 68 war code? Everyone's been talking about it for years. If you are truly the first one to find that, then I give you props. Because you would deserve that. So, because I don't know for sure, I'm just going to give you the props anyway. It doesn't really matter, but we're not here to steal information. We're not here to fight over information. It's all everyone's information. Okay? But anyways, let's get back to the war theme real fast. So every year there's been on all the world wars, okay? Let me just ask ChatGPT. Let me just ask. Was there a new pope in the years of the start of the two world wars? So look at this, guys. Not only is Pope Leo super connected to war, he keeps talking about war. His father was a Navy veteran in World War II. Look at this. Yes, new popes were elected shortly before or after World War I and World War II. So look it up, guys. There was one pope that was selected just before World War I started, and there was another pope selected just after. Oh no, sorry. The first pope to be selected for World War I was selected after World War I started. 35 days, actually, and Catholic equals 35. So let's just read it, guys. New pope, yes, shortly before the war, Pope Pius X, just weeks before World War I began, July 28, 1914. So Pope Benedict was elected 35 days later on September 3rd, 1914. So there you go. Now, World War II, Pope Pius XII elected on March 2nd, and World War II began just months later, 183 days later, actually. Order out of chaos equals 183. So World War II began 183 days after the Pope was selected in 1939. Okay, simple as that. And now we just got a new Pope. Okay, and this new Pope has the war code right in his numerology. And his dad was a war veteran. Okay, this is the first. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but this has to be the first Pope whose father served in World War II. There's no other pope that's father could have served in World War II. Think about it. I don't think there is ever another pope whose father was in a world war. I really don't think there is. And he just happens to be having a birthday this year on the war numerology. And now he's the one talking about war and peace, war and peace, war and peace. Okay? So, again, how does this all go back to the Ducks? Again, from the Duck Dynasty founder, his birth to the death of Pope Francis, 977 lunar phases. Trump will be 977 lunar phases on June 11th. Okay, so what is June 11th? Maybe nothing, but probably something. Gara would argue that it's definitely something. I always have a bit of a doubt because, you never know. But Garo is 100% sure, and I respect him for that. I'm about 99% sure something should happen on June 11th, but maybe not. But anyway, I think this proves the point. It proves that this news of the Duck Dynasty founder, being connected with this. And don't forget, guys, they're famous for duck hunting, which equals 165, and 977 is the 165th prime. And this is the number that connects all of them. Like, that can't be. Like, that cannot be anything other than a perfect synchronicity, okay? And just by default, Donald Trump is connected to ducks. Donald Duck. Again, he was born just 51 days after the founder of the Duck Dynasty, right? Duck hunting equals 51. The Illuminati was founded on 5/1. Also, look at this. There was a show called the 4th season premiere of Duck Dynasty was called Till Duck Do Us Part. It drew in 11.8 million. What's in gematria? Death equals 118. But the episode was called Till Duck Do Us Part. Well, that's like the phrase till death do us part. Well, now we've had the death of the patriarch of Duck Dynasty. So how about we measure from when did Till Duck Do Us Part premiere? It premiered on August 14th, 2013. So what happens if we go from the premiere of till duck do us part to the death of the Duck Dynasty leader? What is it? You guys think it's a coincidence that from to duck do us part to the death of the Duck Dynasty guy is 11 years, 9 months, and 11 days? 9/11 forward and backwards from the episode air to his death, 11/9/11. And look, 141 months and 11 days. What's up with the 141s? I just told you World War III equals 141. June 11th equals 141. Trump killed equals 141. Let me just show you. Hold on, let me make this easier for us here. So again, I told you how important this number is to this narrative. Remember, how did World War I start? It started with an assassination. Okay? So I'm not saying that this is proof that this is what's going to happen on June 11th. But I mean, this is interesting. And again, how many months from the death till death do us part episode, or sorry, till duck do us part, it was 141 months and 11 days. Okay, so there you got the 141, and it was 614 weeks. Well, whose birthday is 614? Trump's. And again, this is from till duck do us part to Trump, to the death of the Duck Dynasty founder. Now, look at the day this episode premiered, guys. Till Duck Do Us Part premiered on the 226th day of the year. Okay, chat participation. What do you think Till Duck Do Us Part equals in Gematria? I want to see in the chat. What's your guys' guess? Yes, thank you, Travis. Duck Dynasty equals 147, Freemason 147. I was going to get to that, but also Duck Dynasty equals Donald Trump also in the same cipher, just so you guys know. So Duck Dynasty equals 60. Donald Trump equals 60. So there you have that also. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The episode Till Duck Do Us Part, that's what it's called. It aired on the 226th day of the year. What's that equal? This is just obvious, guys. What do you think Till Duck Do Us Part equals? Oh, it equals 226. It premiered on the 226th day of the year. Come on now. On top of that, the guy who died yesterday, he was known as the Duck Commander, which equals 226. And if you type in Donald Duck's full name, Donald Fauntleroy Duck, what's it equal? 226. So first of all, ask yourself the chances. What are the chances that an episode called Till Duck Do Us Part airs on the 226th day of the year and it equals 226? The guy who stars in the show, he's known as the Duck Commander, which equals 226. And this connects us to Donald Duck, whose full name equals 226. So I'm watching for June 22nd because this is the date 226, right? Like June 22nd. So it could be something with that day, June 22nd. Watch. I'm just thinking this day is interesting, okay? Now you want to see the organic connection. I think I've hit almost everything now. Oh, another interesting thing I want to talk about here. If you type in Robertson Duck, remember, this is not a real name, but this is experimental, guys. You can take this or leave this, okay? You can take this or leave this, but this is interesting, okay? So look at this. The Duck Dynasty family are known as the Robertson family, and they're known for ducks, right? So Duck Robertson, right? In fact, if you type in the phrase Duck Robertson in Google, the first thing you're going to get is the Duck Dynasty, Duck Robertson. Okay, so if you just type in Duck Robertson, what comes up? This guy. Okay, Duck Robertson comes up to be the guy that just died yesterday. His real name is not Duck Robertson, and he's not called that, but if you type in Duck Robertson, that's what you get, okay? And notice they keep calling him a founding father, and he's in front of an American flag. Do you guys get this? This is all about America. Let's see what founding father equals. Okay. Well, founding father equals Donald J. Trump. Okay. Whoops. So founding father does equal Donald J. Trump in two ciphers. It also has that 68. Remember all the 68 I was just talking about with the war? Trump assassination, I think, equals 68. Donald John Trump equals 68. But yeah, 1776 months is 148 years. That's a good one. And when did the episode Till Duck Do Us Part premiere? It premiered on 1/4/8. This is the episode we were just talking about. 1/4/8. And he died 11 years, 9 months, and 11 days later. But anyway, if you type in Duck Robertson, it comes up to this. And again, guys, it's so funny I'm talking about I guarantee you it's just funny to me that my last name is Robertson. And this Phil Robertson dies on Cody Day. I just can't believe it. On top of that, look at when their new show premiered. See if I can find their new show. Hold on a second. So there's the new show by Duck Dynasty called Duck Family Treasure: The Hunt Continues. Well, look at the premiere date of this show. America is streaming on June 19th. Guys, I couldn't believe it when I saw this. You guys know what my birthday is? My birthday is June 19th. Okay? The guys, the freaking family is Robertsons. That's my last name. He died on National Cody Day. My name is Cody Robertson, and their newest show premiered on my birthday. And right now, there's 196 of you in the chat. That's my birthday. What the heck's going on? Like, what is going on with that, All right, first of all, guys, I don't want any fighting in my chat. I don't care who you are. None of you are going to be fighting anymore. Quit treating each other with disrespect. That goes for the people talking about Jurassic, and that goes for Jurassic. Don't be fighting with each other. Okay, this is my live stream. No one's fighting with each other. I love you all. I love Jurassic. I love everyone else. If you guys have disagreements, don't bring them to my chat. Okay? I am not here to be a babysitter to you guys, okay? I'm here to share information, and you guys take it or leave it. If you don't like what I say, if you don't agree with what I'm sharing, that's fine. But I'm not handling any more fighting, okay? Please don't call names. Please don't say bad things about Jurassic. Please don't and Jurassic, please don't get mad at them. Let God handle people, okay? We don't need to be calling each other names and saying bad things about each other. Let God handle it, okay? God is in control. It doesn't matter what anyone else does. Just let God handle it, okay? If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all, okay? That's how it is. So I'm not allowing it, Jurassic. I'm not allowing it. I'm telling them right now not to do this, okay? I'm telling them right now. I'm not allowing anyone to do this, including you. I wouldn't allow myself to do it, okay? I'm a stupid person, okay? I'm stupid, Jurassic. I'm a stupid person, okay? If you hate me so much, Jurassic, then I'm a stupid person. I admit it, all right? I need saved. I'm a worthless wreck, okay? That's what I am to Jesus, okay? If that's what you think, then that's fine. I don't care if Jurassic has put me down. He can call me names as much as he wants. Because, I mean, it's up to him. I don't care when people call me names. Whatever. Yeah, Susie Q. I don't want you starting stuff either, okay? I don't want this to turn into anything more, okay? We're done here. But anyway, again, I was just talking about my organic synchronicity to this. It's just funny, too, that we're talking about Garo, and he has the beard. And look at all these guys with beards pointing at me. So here's the guys that look like Garo with the beard, and they have my last name. And here's my birthday right here. Garo, I'm not allowing it. How am I allowing people to talk about you? I'm telling them to stop it. I'm telling people to stop fighting. That's not allowing anything. Okay? I'm telling people to stop it. I told Susie Q to quit. I told Susie Q to quit. Susie Q. If you don't like Garo, then don't go to Garo's channel. Don't talk about Garo. Okay? I don't know why people are so childish. This is childish. Anyway. I'm not babbling. Jurassic, what am I babbling about? I'm telling it like it is. I'm telling people to not talk about you. What else you want from me, Jurassic? I'm telling people to not talk about you. And I'm telling you to just let it go, please. I love you, man. Much love. But anyways, there was much more I wanted to share about yesterday. And, you know, I really feel like I've covered most of it, but for the most part, we get the gist, right? We get that there's a war theme here, there's a Donald Duck theme, there's a June 11th theme, okay? So again, why we have to keep saying Jurassic is toxic? If you think that Jurassic is toxic, then why are you in here saying that? Again, why don't we just stop right there? Stop calling Jurassic toxic. Stop calling all these people like this. This is not what I want in my chat. This is not what I wanted this stream to turn into. Okay, I'm done. I'm done talking about it. I'm not going to talk to anyone more in the chat right now. But yeah, so yesterday, National Cody Day. Cody Rhodes returned, yes, the day before. And look at how many shares this has, guys. This is literally a joke. Like, what is the chance of this? National Cody Day has 196 shares. That's my birthday again. And how many people are in the chat right now? Well, there was 196 people in the chat. On the front of Duck Dynasty is the streaming June 19th, which is 196. What is this, man? This is my birthday. And this has to be made up, okay? Like, what is this? 196 shares. My birthday again, man. And this is on the National Cody Day, this National Cody Day thing. So anyway, I mean, maybe we should watch out for my birthday. Is something going to go down on my birthday too? June 11th and then on my birthday or something? We also got to watch out for June 17th. It's the 68 date numerology. There's also a Friday the 13th. Yeah, anyway. Does anyone have any good additions to this? Somebody says their birthday is a day before mine. That's cool, man. June 18th, huh? Please hit the like buttons, guys. If you haven't already hit the like buttons, I have 201 of you watching and only 94 likes. So maybe you guys didn't like the information. I don't know, but if you like the information, please hit the like button. 201 in the chat, 94 likes. So that's a pretty big disparity. But anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, stop egging on Jurassic. Stop picking fun, please. We're leaving this subject, okay? Yeah, Jurassic has not talked about me. He's said nothing but good things about me. Sometimes he's upset with ciphers I use, but he's never said anything bad. I'll never say anything bad about Jurassic. There's nothing bad to say. I'm not saying anything bad about anyone. Actually, Jesse's girl, I'm born in 1990. Thank you, Chris, for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Okay, guys, and I got an announcement also. So please pay attention for this one. I have a big announcement. We got to talk about my other friend, Ball Don't Lie. So I made a post. In my community section saying, big news. After joining AJ and Rambo last week in the weekly show, they so kindly offered me a weekly spot. Every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, AJ, Rambo, and me, Cody, will be live on Eye to Eye on Ball Don't Lie YouTube channel. So if we go to Ball Don't Lie, make sure you guys go subscribe to Ball Don't Lie, please. You will be able to catch me every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time with Rambo and AJ on Eye to Eye, okay, with AJ, Rambo, and Cody. So this will be every Tuesday, like I said, at 10 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the weekly things going on and dive into all kinds of stuff. So this is the new weekly show I will be on, okay? There's also other things in the works. You know, maybe creating a weekly show on my channel every week or a monthly show or something. I don't know. But again, please go subscribe to Ball Don't Lie. Even if you guys don't know who he is, I promise he has great content and I'll be on the channel as well. You guys can watch me every Tuesday, okay? So Thank you so much for all the support you guys have given me over the years. I wouldn't be here without you. God bless you all. Like, you guys are amazing, okay? And if you guys haven't checked out his videos, I was on last week's video right here 5 days ago. Make sure you guys go check out last week's video with me and Rambo and AJ, okay? So again, this is the channel right here. Big shout out to him. Much love to him. And yeah. So that's the announcement. That's the big announcement that I wanted to get out here today. Yeah, thank you for sharing. The Coffee Girl, thank you for sharing. Ball Don't Lie's channel is in the chat. And please share Jurassic's, because I have nothing against Jurassic. He was upset that people were calling him names. I wasn't calling him names. I told people to stop, so I don't know why he's upset with me. But please, if someone could post Jurassic Liar's link in the chat, that would be amazing. Here's Jurassic Liar's channel. Okay. So there's that channel, and make sure, he's the one that's been talking about June 11th longer than I have, so definitely not going to steal his work. It's all his June 11th. Most of his June 11th stuff he already talked about. Thank you, Coffee Girl, for sharing that. Yeah, Susie Q. I've been with Jurassic for years. I've never had any problem with him, so I don't need to win with him, though. If that's your opinion, okay, but that's not what I think. Jurassic. I've been watching Jurassic and talking with Jurassic and collaborating with him for years. So, yeah, I just love you all, okay? I love Jurassic. I love everyone in the chat. I pray for you all. I wish nothing but the best for anyone in the chat, including Jurassic. So, hopefully we'll have him on here for another stream. Hopefully he's not too mad at me. Because I didn't do anything wrong. I just said stop everyone talking about each other. Yeah, I might have to just put Susie Q on a timeout. Yeah, Susie Q. I don't want to put you on a timeout either, but I just want to leave the subject, okay? Like that's as simple as that. Also, guys, you want to see the organic connection between me and this Robertson guy because I got the last name as him? Well, he was born on April 24th, 1946. And that means he was born when the moon was in lunation 288. Okay? So look at this, guys. If you go from his birth to my birth, it's 16127 days. Well, what is that? That's the 1877 prime. Well, what's that? The 288 prime. So if you measure in days from his birth, the Robertson, to my birth, the Robertson, it breaks down to 288. And this guy just happens to be born in 288. And just for the record, in one of the ciphers I don't use often, my name equals 288. All right, so that's weird, man. My name equals 288. I'm born 288 prime days after the guy who's born in lunation 288. So I don't know what that is, but that's interesting. Craziness. And again, I already showed you all the other connections with me and yesterday, but God bless you too, Francis. Much love to you all. I'm going to stay on here for another 5 minutes and then we'll get off. I don't know if there's a national day for everyone's names or not. Oh, someone's bringing up, I don't know if there's a national day for everyone's names. I don't think so. I don't know. Anyway, Phil Robertson's death, May 25th to June 11th, is 17 days. From May 25th to Obama's birthday, 71 days. That's a good one. Like a reverse. But you know how I've been talking about how Trump turns 42 Martian years on June 11th? Right here. So Trump turns 42 Martian years on June 11th, right? Well, let's connect Obama with the Martian years because Obama, he was born on August 4th, 1961. If you go to June 11th, how many Martian years will Obama be on June 11th? He'll be 33 Martian years and 651 days. Well, what's 651? Oh, wow. Look how old Obama will be on June 11th, guys. 2322. That's the same number in the death of from Donald Duck to the death of the Duck Dynasty, guys. It's the same numbers, just switched around. So look at this, though. So again, Trump turns 42 Martian years on June 11th. So Obama, he'll be 33 Martian years and 651 days. Well, 651 is an interesting number, but so Obama's going to turn 34 Martian years. When does he turn 34 Martian years? Obama turns 34 Martian years on July 15th. Okay? So how many days is that after June 11th? It's 34 days. So do you guys understand what I'm telling you here? Obama will turn 34 Martian years 34 days after Trump turns 42 Martian years. June 11th. Do you guys get how perfect that is? Obama will turn 34 Martian years 34 days after June 11th. And what's 34? "34 is 42. 34 equals 42 in base 8. So again, Trump turns 42 Martian years on June 11th. 34 days later, Obama turns 34 Martian years. In base 8 counting, 34 is 42. That's perfect, man. 34 is 42 in base 8. And Obama turns 34 Martian 34 days after Trump turns 42 Martian. I mean, I don't know. Please give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys understand that. Do you guys understand what I'm showing you here? Oh boy. Anyways, it seems like you guys understand that. I think that's crazy. I think that's another evidence, more evidence that June 11th is big. 34 is also a huge number with murder equals 34. Um, Jesus equals 34. There's a lot of 34s, but let's see. Yeah, and just with the Duck Dynasty thing, Duck Dynasty equals 147, like Freemason. Freemason equals 147. There's 147 windows on the White House. U.S. president equals 147. President of the United States equals 147. Yeah, so Duck Dynasty has that 147, which has a lot of significance. I believe, yeah, I've talked a lot about the 147, but I don't want to hash it up here anymore. Yes, Obama is connected perfectly. Yeah, please, Susie Q, stop with this, okay? Everyone can just leave everyone else alone except for Susie Q. Susie Q just keeps going on about it, going on about it. So please, let's not keep going on about it. I know you don't like him, but it's not, if you don't, please don't call him names. Please don't start stuff. It's confusing a little. What's confusing? Yeah, I need to make a slide so you guys can see how perfect it is. I need to make a slide to show you how perfect Obama ties with the Martian year and June 11th. But yeah. Yeah, this is a good one too. June 11th is 285th day of the year. Or Aleister Crowley was born the 285th day of the year. June 11th is 285 months after September 11th. Yes. And the New World Trade Center is located at 285. Okay, let me show you that. So the address for the One World Trade Center is 285 Fulton Street. Okay. And 9/11 will turn 285 months old. So this is perfect too, right here. The tower that replaced the Twin Towers is located at 285, and June 11th will be 285 months after 9/11. Let's just look at that. Exactly 285 months. Okay? So how perfect is that? Also, another interesting thing, from 9/11 to June 3rd will be exactly 2 Jupiter years. Well, why is that interesting? Well, Jupiter only has a year every 4,333 days. Remember, Jesus' crucifixion is supposed to be on 4/3/33. A Jupiter year is 4/333 days. That means 9/11 will turn 2 Jupiter years on June 3rd, which can also be written 3/6. And in gematria, Jupiter equals 36. So on 3/6, Jupiter, there will be 2 Jupiter birthdays of the 9/11 attacks. Okay. That's pretty crazy. That's actually quite crazy. I mean, really thinking about it, it'll be the Jupiter birthday of 9/11. Okay, so that could be big as well. Um, let's see. I'm just trying to make sure I get everyone's comments in here. What's a flat Earth channel? What channel? I don't believe in globe Earth. No, that's what you're asking. Yeah, everyone's talking about Crowley. Yeah, Crowley is a big connected to this. I don't want to get into Crowley right now, though. Again, Chris, I don't agree with what they tell us, but they give us these days. Again, I proved that Martian years are important. I've also proved that Mercury years are important. It doesn't mean these years are actually real. Okay. It doesn't mean these planets don't have to be really circling. It just means that they give us these numbers for a reason. They give us numbers all over the internet. They give us numbers for a reason. They code these numbers into the AI computer for a reason. And all we're doing by measuring a Jupiter year is taking the numbers they give us. It doesn't have to be real, but to them, it's symbolic. If Jupiter is turning a year old, just like if Trump is turning 42 Martian years on June 11th and the word war equals 42, it's probably a big day for Trump and war. Okay. Maybe we get peace on that day. I don't know, but because peace and war go hand in hand, right? But I'm just saying that when you measure in these things, you can see some crazy stuff. That's all I'm saying. Especially the moon, even. The moon measurements, it doesn't mean it's real. It doesn't mean that these things are actually spinning around us in a ball in the outer space. It just means that the numbers are coded. That's all it means. Yeah, and they do move in the sky. We obviously can see them and track them moving in the sky. So, but again, if that's the case, all I'm saying is I don't believe what NASA has told us. I don't believe it. But I also think that these numbers are put there for a reason, okay? Why does Jupiter have a 4,333 day period? Maybe because Jesus was said to be crucified on 4/3/33. By his stripes we are healed, right? Well, Jesus got stripes, and Jupiter is the striped planet. So maybe that connects to Jesus. Yeah, it is a psyop. I mean, everything's a psyop at this point, it seems. But we have proven, me and Derek from Gematinator, we've proven that these planetary counts are coded into this for sure, undeniably. But I just find it interesting though that it's going to be 2 Jupiter years from 9/11 on June 3rd. That's definitely a date to watch for that. Are we going to get something connected to Jupiter on June 3rd? All right, guys, I'm going to start to wrap this up. It's been an hour, 24 minutes. Please hit the like button on the way out, guys. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night on Tuesday, May 27th on Ball Don't Lie's channel. Again, I shared the link in there. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Jurassic Liar. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Ball Don't Lie. This is where you're going to catch me tomorrow night, Tuesday. Make sure you guys go hit the like button over there. tomorrow night, Tuesday, 10 p.m. on Bald Don't Lie's channel, 28 hours from now, I will be live on Eye to Eye. Okay, so make sure you guys don't forget that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for all the support. I love you all. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your holiday if you guys are getting off work. And we'll see you guys very soon. Love you guys.